All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Pittsburgh meeting for March 8th, 2024. And our first order of business is for the roll call. Emily, will you please call the roll?
Thank you, Chairman Wilson. My name is Emily Kalchuk. I'm the Assistant Manager, and I will be calling today's roll. Chairman Bobby Wilson.
Thank you. Our first, I'm sorry, second.
Here.
Oh, here.
Councilman Daniel Lavelle.
Here.
Councilman Kahari Mosley.
Here.
Director Wanda Wilson. Director Cash Wade.
Here.
Director Karen Breen. And Director Steve Mazza. We have a quorum, and back to you, Chairman.
Thank you, Emily. And our second order of business is public comment. If, for public comment, if everyone can please use the raise hand function in the bottom of the menu, and you can, you'll be called upon to speak for public comment. And as a reminder, public comment is taken at the beginning and second time at the end of the meeting. So to begin, please state your name, neighborhood, and or organization affiliation. You will have 3 minutes to speak. And just so everyone's aware, board members and staff generally do not respond to public comments.
All right. Thank you, Chair. This is Sally Stadelman, manager of the Pittsburgh Land Bank. I have 5 registered public speakers, so I'm going to list them off and then I'll call on you in order. So we have Rainice Kelly, Meg O'Brien, Dawn Marie Klepper Hall, Sam Gibson, and Tyler Schwab. So first we will start with Rainice Kelly. Oh, and I assumed that maybe Rainice is the second Meg O'Brien, but. Okay. All right. So we'll circle back to Rainice then. So let's start with Meg O'Brien.
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Great. Hello, everyone. My name is Meg O'Brien. I'm the Director of Economic Development at the Hilltop Alliance. In my role, I run the business district programs in Allentown, Mount Oliver, and Knoxville. I'm here today to express my support for the Soil Sisters project. I've been working with the Soil Sisters for the past few years, and within this past year, been working with them with food access strategy meetings and helping with their application for the Avenues of Hope funding. I think that by them having ownership of those lots and moving forward with their urban farm plan, it'll have a huge impact for the business district and the community, the Hilltop as a whole. And so we're very excited about this project and wanted to just express my full support.
Thank you, Meg. Okay. Next, Dawn Marie Klepper Hall.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dawn Marie Klepper Hall from Just Harvest. You might remember me from the last land bank meeting where I was speaking in support of Farmer Girl Ebb and her project. And today I'm here in support of the Soil Sisters. I have been working with them alongside Meg and other members of the community on getting this project off the ground and working through the Avenues of Hope process. And I think, this kind of project is exactly the kind of project that this city needs going forward in food access. Meg nailed it on the community improvements side of things and what this is going to do for the business district. But I think we also need to think about what this is going to do for food access in the Hilltop, especially in Beltshoover and Allentown. And just the fact that this is going to take 4 vacant lots that are detracting from the community around them right now and turn them into a vibrant community food access space where people are going to be able to buy food that's grown right in their communities, right where they're buying it. And I think this is exactly what the city and the land bank and Just Harvest should be working towards for the future of food access. So I'm excited to support this project.
Thank you, Dawn. Next, I don't see Sam Gibson online. So I'm going to go next to Tyler Schaub.
Hello.
Hi, Tyler.
Hi, my name's Tyler Schaub. I work with Pittsburgh Community Reinvestment Group, and today I'm also specifically representing our vacant property working group. I wanted to first start off by welcoming and congratulating Councilman Mosley and Jennifer on the board, and it's great to see you both there. I spoke to the Land Bank board at the October meeting, which is almost 6 months ago, on a similar topic of advocating for the taxing body agreement, or the 3TB agreement. And in those past months, I was a little disappointed that there was no conversation taken beyond the board meeting in those months. And think that it's really important that thinking about the big picture of the land bank and its future, the taxing body agreement is crucial to the land bank's success. And thinking about things like entering the sheriff's sale, the taxing body agreement is something that's necessary in order to activate the priority bid through the McDill Amendment. So what I'm here to do today is to remind and recenter the taxing body agreement as a priority for the land bank and the land bank board. And also asking for some transparency among this process for the community organizations that, you know, are taking time and taking on that capacity to advocate and support the taxing body agreement in the land bank. And that, you know, the time to build trust with those organizations and partnerships is while the process is underway. So having more opportunities to have insight into this process and kind of the discussions that the land bank is having and where community organizations can add their support and advocacy would be super helpful. And, you know, along those same lines, a reminder that this taxing body agreement is something that's been long overdue in the land bank's history, in that things like community advocacy and support are not infinite resources. And so I just want to make sure that I'm able to go back to our community members and organizations and let them know where this process is at, and let them know that the board members and the land bank itself are working diligently towards this agreement. So that way the land bank and thus our organizations can all access a fully functional land bank. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. So I just want to double check. I see that Meg's hand is still raised. Would that happen to be Rainice under a different name?
Yes, it is me. I didn't realize
All
that
right.
I was Meg too. She forwarded me the link. And so, okay. Well, sorry about the confusion, everyone. It's Rainice Kelly, and I am one of the Soil Sisters located in the Hilltop, Allentown area. I want to speak to the 4 vacant lots, the sale of that to our business, and just kind of second what was already mentioned. Thank you, Meg and Dawn Marie, for making it to voice your opinions and make a public comment. But in addition to that, the only thing I would say is that I'm very, very excited about getting to at least this point where we are having public conversations, inviting more people in about their opinions on this, because I've been with my sister advocating and offering programming or business, selling seedlings, doing all sorts of things around food access. And now we will really have a space and the ability to have a project that will make all of what we were talking about make sense. It's kind of hard educating folks without giving them a visual of what can be, offering up that celebratory space where folks will not only learn how to grow food, but celebrate around it, because it is our medicine to keep us healthy. So I just want to, you know, speak to that and say that I am in hopes that everyone will see this project in the same light that we do, with the many organizations who have come together around those conversations in support of. I feel confident that we have all of the interests we need to make this a collective and a collaborative community project. Thank you.
Thank you, Rainice. And with that, that exhausts our list of public speakers. So back to you, Chairman.
Thank you, Sally. And for the chairman's report, we have the introduction of our new board member, Jennifer Cashway. Jennifer, welcome to Pittsburgh Land Bank. Happy to have you. We were all very excited to vote for you about a month ago. And yeah, if you could offer us some kind words and wisdom, feel free.
Thank you, Chairman Wilson. I'm very pleased to be a part of this esteemed board. I look forward to the progress that I think will be made in the future with moving distressed vacant properties from that state to end users in each community that have great plans, visions, ideas, and capability to bring those properties back to life, back on the tax rolls, and continue to invigorate our neighborhoods. So we have work ahead of us, but we're more than capable.
Fantastic. I think you'll fit right in with those comments. So I appreciate you serving. Our next item is for the approval of the February 2024 board meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any noes, abstentions? Motion passes.
And Chairman, if I could interrupt for a second, if members could say their name when you make your motion and your second, it makes it so much easier when we have to go back and write the minutes. Yeah, thank you. So that was Councilman Mosley who motioned and Director Cash-Wade that seconded it.
Thank you. And then our next item is for the acceptance of the 2024 financials and approval of the monthly expenditures. And do we have a motion to approve?
This is Councilman Mosley. So move.
There's a second.
Director Cash-Wade seconds.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes, abstentions? Okay, motion passes. We have staff updates, and I'll turn it over to Sally.
Thank you, Chairman. So first, we wanted to update the board and the public on the progress of the first batch of properties that the Land Bank Board approved of in November 2023. So these were approved by City Council and then had been making their way through the deed transfer process. So we have received deed ready letters for all of these properties. We have a small issue with the pricing that we are looking to resolve. So we expect once that's resolved in the next couple of weeks, these properties will be arriving in the land bank's inventory. There are 16 properties total that are ready to be transferred. So this will be the largest our inventory has ever been, with a total of 17 properties once these arrive. So, and then we have another batch. So everything with the word deed ready next to it, we've received that deed. And then we expect those additional properties, we expect to receive a deed ready letter in March. So there's another 8. Then next we have the next batch approved by the board in January. The city, they've gone before City Council, they've received approval. And so the city is just in the process of preparing those deeds. So we'll expect those in the coming, we're probably 1 to 2 months away from these arriving. And then of course, once they arrive in our inventory, we'll begin the quiet title process, which we expect to take around 6 to 9 months. And we'll be working with those identified end users towards the end of the quiet title process to enter into purchase and sales agreements to sell those properties. At some point, probably mid-quiet title process, we will open up our objection period where we'll place a sign on each parcel, alerting the public that there is a proposed sale. If we receive 15 or more objections from the public, that will trigger a public meeting. So we'll hold a meeting out in the community to gather more input, and we will bring that back to the board for consideration. Yeah. So let's see what we've got here next. And then these are the properties that were just approved last month, and we are preparing legislation to bring these before City Council. And there's that timeline there. So we expect to see those in June in our inventory. And then our final batch of properties that were approved last fall that are coming from the urban redevelopments inventory. We've completed 2 sales here. We've got 2 more scheduled and an additional 4 lots that are just coming down to the final couple of weeks before we close. So we're very close to completing the sale of this batch of properties here. And then we also wanted to update the board specifically on these are 3 lots currently in the Urban Redevelopment Authority's inventory. The board approved for sale to the Bloomfield Garfield Corporation. So the objection period on these has passed. We did not receive any objections to sell these 3 parcels. They are intended to be redeveloped as affordable housing with a potentially accessible accessory dwelling unit in the back of the homes. So as most Pittsburgh houses go, they're built on a slope. There's an entrance on the street and then another entrance in the back to provide for a unit that would be accessible. And those are fully funded. So we are eager, as well as the Bloomfield Garfield Corporation is eager to close on these, and we hope to do that by March 31st. And finally, a quick update on our property reserve donation agreement. So recall that the Pittsburgh Land Bank has donated funding to clear title on around 50 properties remaining in the property reserve. So the first 2 columns in green are property where the land bank has covered the cost to clear the title and have been sold to those community organizations. The next 2 columns are properties that are ready for sale. And then the final column are properties that are nearing the end of the quiet title process. And this agreement was put in place so that this money goes to a third-party law firm who can clear title above and beyond the city's current capacity. So, and then of course, once we finish those property reserve, there is still property remaining, but we are continuing to work with the city to help wind down that prior property reserve program. Next, we have a very exciting update. Our ARPA funding has arrived in the land bank's bank account. So all agreements have been signed, got everything in place, and we received that first allocation of our total budget, which is $3.5 million. So this $1.4 million is intended to get us through 2024. And we'll receive another allocation at the beginning of next year or earlier if we spend down this existing funding and need to request more. Next, we did just want to point out, so as property is coming into our inventory, we are placing it on our website so that the public can go and look and see what projects that we're working on. So those sales can all be found under our pending sales category. And Emily, if you could remind me of the title on the drop-down menu.
Yeah, absolutely, Sally. So we have 2 drop-down menus for pending sales because we're sourcing our inventory from our partners at the Urban Redevelopment Authority and the City of Pittsburgh. So those are 2 different partners, and we have that distinction on our website. For our most recent transfers coming from the city into the land bank, that tab will say pending sales and in parentheses, City of Pittsburgh. And you'll find more information on that page, as well as individual pages for each project with the buyer and the end use listed.
Thank you, Emily. And Emily did a lot of work to put this together too. So make sure to take a look. And I think that brings us to the end of our staff updates. So I will pause if any board members have questions about those updates. Great. All right, back to you, Chairman.
Thank you. Our next order of business is we have 3 action items And the first one is our intergovernmental cooperation agreement with three taxing bodies to access the sheriff's sale is progressing. And if Emily, if you could read the resolution.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Chairman. This resolution will authorize the Pittsburgh Land Bank to enter into a contract with Buchanan, Ingersoll, and Rooney to represent the Pittsburgh Land Bank in negotiations with the City of Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, and Pittsburgh Public Schools for negotiations on an intergovernmental cooperation agreement.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved. It's Councilman Mosley.
Second? Any discussion? If not, I'm happy to take other members if the other members want to discuss this, but I'd like to add a few comments. I'll let other members go first if they have any comments. All right, this is in line with one of our biggest missions, to make the land bank fully functional. As we heard some public speakers, point to this, the three taxing body agreement is necessary for for us to fully take advantage of the power at the land bank and to make sure that we're chipping away at all the vacant abandoned property in Pittsburgh and making sure that these are back in the tax rolls and we're fully functional. This, what you see before you is necessary and it's right in line with, which can be a brief update about this three taxing body, which is, this is right in line with draft legislation that's being drafted as we speak to authorize the mayor into agreement, basically to open up the three taxing body agreement so that can be negotiated, so that we can, get this working the way it should. We want to make sure we're including everyone, obviously the city, Allegheny County, and the Pittsburgh Public Schools, but this is our one critical step for the land bank to take so that we have representation. Do we have anything further? All in favor?
Oh,
Aye.
Aye.
sorry, Chairman. I apologize. So I was about to say that unfortunately the language on the PowerPoint slide is we just needed to read at an amount not to exceed $20,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it would be easier to table and just have Emily reread it, or if somebody wants to make an amendment, but we just needed to say at an amount not to exceed $20,000.
So I'm sorry, just for clarification, it says Buchanan, Ingersoll, and Rooney. No.
Yeah, at an amount not to exceed. So it's right. It's just the language that's in the agenda is what we need. So someone could,
correct.
yeah, we're just missing the.
Okay, so currently we have a motion on the table to pass this resolution. Would you, I believe Councilman Mosley made the motion. Would you like to rescind that motion so we can?
Yeah, motion to rescind.
We have a second.
Jennifer Cash Wade, I agree with that motion to rescind. Yeah.
Well, I actually, Councilman Lavelle will probably clarify this, but I guess we don't need to vote on that rescind. But so let's take action on the item. So would someone like to make a motion to make those edits, verbal amendments?
Mr. Chairman, while we're making verbal amendments, does the resolution also state the source of the funding?
Let's see here.
It's coming from our ARPA funding. So we can have, if we want to, if you'd like to make the amendment, just state that it's from our ARPA funding, or we can have Emily reread it and state that.
Yeah, I think we should just reread it,
That's
state that
typical
it's
for
from the ARPA funding not to exceed 20,000.
Mhm.
All right, we have a resolution authorizing the Pittsburgh Land Bank to enter into a contract with Buchanan, Ingersoll, and Rooney using our ARPA funds in an amount not to exceed $20,000 to represent the Pittsburgh Land Bank in negotiations to enter into an intergovernmental cooperation agreement with the City of Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, and Pittsburgh Public Schools.
We have a motion to approve.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes, abstentions? Motion passes. That moves us on to city-owned properties. We have resolution authorizing the acquisition from the city of Pittsburgh to the Pittsburgh Land Bank and conveyance to end users. For the first one, resolution number 35. Please read 35.
Resolution number 35, authorizing the acquisition by the Pittsburgh Land Bank of Block 50L Lot 145 in the 10th Ward from the city of Pittsburgh and sale of the same parcel to Rising Tide Partners.
Is there a motion?
Motion with discussion. Motion to
There's-
approve with discussion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All right, Councilman Mosley.
Yeah, Director Stadelman, do you have any background information on this parcel?
Yeah, so this is part of the set of parcels that the board approved last month that are to be sold to Rising Tide Partners. There was just there was an issue with the processing this one, so it fell behind the group earlier. But this is part of that affordable housing development proposed for the parcels that had been, or I mean, they're currently in a conservatorship case for the city-owned parcels located in Garfield.
That's helpful. It looked very familiar. I believe this was one of the, well, not believe, I'm now certain that this was one of the parcels that Kendall briefed us on prior to last month's meeting, but it looks so familiar. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't imagining things. So thank you for that clarification, Director.
Thank you. Any other members have discussion? With that, all in favor?
Aye.
Any noes, abstentions? Okay, motion passes. That moves us on to URA properties. We have resolutions authorizing the acquisition from the URA. Actually, we have one resolution authorizing the acquisition from the URA to the Pittsburgh Land Bank for conveyance to end users. If you could please read Emily, if you could please read A.
Thank you, Chairman. Resolution number 36, authorizing the sale by the Pittsburgh Land Bank of Block 14E, lots 163, 164, 165, and 167 in the 18th Ward to the Soil Sisters Plant Nursery LLC at a cost of $20,000.
We have a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Councilman
Second.
Mosley, and thank you, Councilman LaBelle. Are there any discussion?
So the background on this, we heard from several speakers today. This is a proposed urban farm located about a block off of Warrington Avenue. And this is a really wonderful example of a land bank and URA partnership. While we're facilitating the transfer of sale, the Urban Redevelopment Authority has made a $100,000 grant to the Soil Sisters through their Avenues of Hope program. And so there's an example of a great partnership that we're able to help facilitate this this sale here. And the board members, we shared out Rainice's application materials, so you can see that full budget of the business plan for that lot. Yeah, and I think that, a lot of the public comment really spoke for the support and great vision for this project.
And Manager Stadelman, if I may, as a resident of the Hilltop, I am very familiar with this project. I'm extremely excited, pleased and proud of the Soil Sisters for the hard work that they have put into bringing this to fruition. And I'm glad that we are able to support it, and just look forward to how beneficial it's going to be for the communities of the Hilltop.
Thank you. Have any other comments, discussion from members? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any noes, any abstentions? All right, motion passes, and That moves us on to public comment. So for just as a reminder, please use the raise hand function in the bottom of the menu if you wish to speak during public comment. As a reminder, public comment is taken at the beginning, and now we're at the end of the meeting. This is when we have it the second time. To begin, please state your name, neighborhood, and organization. You will have 3 minutes to speak. Do we have any hands that are raised, Sally?
I don't see any new commenters. And okay, here we are. We do have, it could be Meg or Rainice.
No, it's Rainice. I am just speaking again to say thank you very, very much for passing the motion. I just wanted to speak a little bit about some of the immediate things that once we get through the public speaking and stuff, and just wanted to talk about what you will see happening in that space. We're going to be focusing primarily this season on soil remediation. We've already connected with the Allegheny Conservation District to have it sampled, and we were thrilled to see that the lead contamination isn't very high, and we can remediate it with simple things like compost. So we'll collaborate and partner with Worm Return, and we'll do some beautification by adding sunflowers and such things of that nature to just kind of activate the space in a way. So I just wanted to thank you all so much for passing the motion, and I look forward to showing you all what can be possible.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you.
Rainice.
Love to see it. Thank you.
Okay, let me pause here to see if we've got any other commenters. Okay, it looks like we have no further public comment.
Thank you, Sally. And with that, we have no further business other than we have an announcement. Let's see, our next meeting will be on April 12th, 2024. And that's a Friday. That will be at 1 o'clock. With that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
We have a second? All in favor? All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. All right. Hope everyone enjoys your weekend. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah.